Maybe we can get them ho-ho-hos. Oh, wait. Probably shouldn't.
This is a Christmas episode, Ben. This is supposed to be family fucking friendly.
Okay, before we continue, I just want a yes or no answer out of you. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No. But Alvin and the Chipmunks is, so bite me.
Well, I would agree that Alvin and Chipmunks is, but also Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
No. Just because it takes place in Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
I
But,
think that justifies that it is a Christmas movie, though, because it takes place on Christmas.
okay, so is Iron Man 3?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, well, it was a great season, guys. Take care. Bye. You couldn't do this without me.
I literally could. Every week, I literally could.
But then you still bring me back, so...
Well, because it's more fun. I'll give you that.
Hey, we finally got a good intro.
I'm going to cut it off after the Die Hard shit. What is going on, guys? And Merry Christmas. It is Nick's Picks. It is week 16, and we are joined, as we are always, by Ben. Ben, I mean, it's not Christmas when you guys are going to be watching this, but this is the Christmas special, so Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas this weekend, and we are back for another week, but I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. Ben, how you doing? It's week 16 of the NFL season. Jesus, this is flying by. I keep having to look and be like, wow, is that right?
Even with an extra week, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I keep forgetting that there's 18 weeks in the season.
We had a lot go on during week 15 of the NFL season. Ben actually managed to catch up a point, even though I was literally just one game off of a perfect week. We both had pretty good weeks. Ben scored 12. I scored 11. I actually picked against the Giants. If I had picked with my team, I would have had the perfect week. But let's go through our week 15 recap to find out how the current score of Nick's Picks is 100-91. Like I said, Ben scored 12 points last week compared to my 11, so he caught up by one and made it a 9-point game from the 10-point game it was last week. Let's go into these week 15 recaps. We started with the Thursday night game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks, and thankfully the San Francisco 49ers went on to win this game 21-13, actually making the Seattle Seahawks tied now with the Detroit Lions. So now it's between Detroit and Seattle that I have to hope for. Moving on to the Saturday games, it started with the biggest comeback in NFL history. The Minnesota Vikings were trailing the Indianapolis Colts 33-0 into the third quarter. I mean, I don't think they even scored until like 9 minutes left in the third quarter. So it was into the third quarter that they finally got their first points of the game. In overtime, managed to beat the Indianapolis Colts 39-36. Just an embarrassment of the season for the Indianapolis Colts. Just keeps getting worse. And the Vikings, I mean, hopefully they just got everything out of their tank, because kind of hoping they lose this upcoming week. I kind of figured this was going to be a low-scoring game in my prediction, and I was right in the fact that the Browns did go on to beat the Baltimore Ravens 13-3. They are just struggling without Lamar Jackson. Until they get him back, they are just not going to be a contending team at all. And I think even when they get him back, this just isn't the year for Baltimore, unfortunately. The Buffalo Bills won a thriller over the Miami Dolphins 32-29. I think that clinched them their playoff berth. They're 11-3. They're fighting with the Kansas City Chiefs for that number 1 seed in the AFC. So hopefully they manage to get that done, because I'm pretty sure I had them at the 1 seed. So that'll be an extra point for me. Moving into the Sunday games, the Philadelphia Eagles went on to beat the Chicago Bears 25-20. But the big story out of this game, Jalen Hurts. He did suffer an injury in this game, spookily similar to the Carson Wentz situation a couple of years ago when the Philadelphia Eagles were, I think, 14-1 or 13-1. Carson Wentz goes down. We all think that's the end for the Philadelphia Eagles, and then Big Dick Nick just rides them into the sunset. So, fuck Philadelphia, by the way. And let's see where this goes for them with Gardner Minshew leading them forward. They're still trying to clinch the NFC East. The Falcons had another chance at taking or tying for the lead in the NFC South. But again, the Falcons just keep shooting themselves in the foot. And now every single team besides the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 5-9 in the NFC South. So it's literally anybody's game at this point. But yeah, the Falcons did lose to the New Orleans Saints, who are, like I said, now 5-9. to 18. Any of these NFC South teams can now take this division. This is ridiculous. They're going to have a losing record at this point unless Tampa Bay wins out completely. The Detroit Lions do barely squeak one out over the New York Jets on a last-minute touchdown, a 50-something yard touchdown thrown by Jared Goff, and the Lions win it 20-17. Lions are now 7-7. They started off the season 1-6. And they are now possibly going to take this 7 seed from, hopefully, the Washington Commies. I do not give two shits about the Steelers beat the Panthers 24-16. The Panthers have a shot at the playoffs, but, like, come on. This was an entertaining one, especially since I got to watch this one with my dad, who's a Cowboy fan. The Cowboys blow I think it was a 34-17 lead on the Jacksonville Jaguars to lose this one on a pick six in overtime, 40-34. That was just so entertaining to watch. But I do think Dallas has a very good shot at beating Philadelphia. I don't think they're going to win the East. I do think that at least this showed some holes in Dallas. That's all that mattered.
It was 27-10 with about 5 minutes in the third quarter. Jacksonville would then win, obviously, 40-34, like you said.
You do keep getting these Houston Texans picks right, but they keep making you sweat it out. Like, completely. The Chiefs do win this one 30-24, but I just, every time I'm texting Ben throughout the whole thing, like, wow, is Houston really going to do this? Like, they should not be beating the Cowboys. They should not be beating the Chiefs. They're a decent team, I guess. They just obviously can't win the games.
What sucks is that they're not, like, a terrible team, but it's just, like, how are they keeping this close?
Here's another one. I mean, who gives a shit? The Broncos beat the Cardinals 24-15. Cool. This one kind of would be in that same category of just shrugging it off and saying cool. Raiders beat the Patriots 30-24, but they beat the Patriots okay, so if you're on the side that thinks that the NFL is rigged, this was a sketchy game. But I've just never seen anyone just absolutely not know what the fuck they are doing on a football field. Like, and you play for Bill Belichick, who's supposed to be like the greatest coach of all time, Mr. Hardass over here. So I don't understand how that happened to the New England Patriots of all fucking teams.
No, just Chandler Jones. He's the GOAT. I don't care.
Yeah, SU Pride. I will say that. The Chargers do keep their hot streak going against the Tennessee Titans, who keep their cold streak going, 17-14. I mean, the Titans could very well lose this AFC South to the very hot Jacksonville Jaguars right now, and the Chargers are definitely solidifying their wild card spot in the playoff, who I said earlier could be a dark horse team if they find themselves in the playoffs. Okay, so this was the third blown lead of the week, and here's a stat for you. For the first time in the 103-year NFL history, 3 teams blew a 17 or more point lead in 1 week. That was the Minnesota Vikings, obviously, coming back against the Indianapolis Colts, so the Indianapolis Colts blowing the lead. The Dallas Cowboys, obviously, blowing their 17-point lead that they had over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now, Tom Brady blowing his 17-point lead that he had over the Cincinnati Bengals as they ended up going on to win 34-23. I mean, it's been that kind of season for the entire NFC South, but specifically for Tom Brady and this Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Got to see another Tom Brady tantrum on the sideline. It's been a heartwarming season. I mean, it's Christmas time, and it's all about this heartwarming stuff, and just seeing this shit happen to Brady and the Dallas Cowboys in the same way.
What's more heartwarming than Dallas choking in December and Tom Brady not being dominant? Like, this is...
And getting to see, like, a large comeback with 2 teams that, like, we could give 2 shits about. So, like, we just get to enjoy the fact that was history. Like, that was heartwarming. Everything heartwarming. Yeah. I love it. On Sunday night, the Giants did manage to go on and beat the Washington Commies 20-12. It was a big win for the Giants. Huge showing by the defense, specifically Kayvon Thibodeau. Hopefully Washington can find their way into, but I'm glad we managed to get this win. And finishing out with Monday night, this is going to be my first of many roasts to the Green Bay Packers. If you're in tune with the Twitch stream, you know that our newest modifier, Slower, been a big supporter of the Twitch stream so far, so I'm a big fan, so shout out. Yeah, I'm going to be dissing the Packers a few times in this episode, so I'm sorry. Merry Christmas, by the way. Packers beat the Rams 24-12. Don't know who the fuck gives a shit because neither of these teams are going to the playoffs, even though the Packers technically do still have a shot.
I wouldn't go there.
That rounds out week 15. And with all that being said, like I said at the beginning of the video, the current score of Nick's picks is 100 to 91. And like I always say, I'm always sick of talking at the end of this. So Ben, what do you have to say about week 15? Your biggest reactions?
Another week that every team in the NFC South has a chance to win the division. Week 16.
I just remember
that shouldn't be a thing.
I just remember that entire year of the NFC least and all that shit that I got. And it wasn't even the NFC East fault because literally every team had the worst injuries in the entire league.
Yeah. This is just
your division just sucks.
No, it's just
plain sucks. So let's get right into it. Our Christmas special picks. We don't have too many Christmas Day games in our picks because, let's be honest, the Christmas Day games sucked, NFL. But I'll get to that in my 2 point. But we start with the game of the week. For me, the game of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is like the third or fourth week in a row that I have picked the Seattle Seahawks within my game of the week or one of these picks, in which that I said that this is a very playoff implication game because, I mean, the Seattle Seahawks just keep having this tough schedule. I mean, I feel bad for them, but it's been helping out the Giants a lot, but now I have to worry about Detroit at the same time. But anyways, Seattle goes up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are fighting for the 1 seed in the AFC with the Buffalo Bills, currently tied at 11-3 with Buffalo. I do think the Kansas City Chiefs will go on to win this game because, I mean, they are the better team. I think that, I mean, we can agree on that pretty easily. So I'm going with Kansas City winning this one 30-27 over Seattle. This will actually put Seattle at a losing record after having such a great season this year, honestly. But it came down to the stretch and they've had a tough schedule these last couple of games.
All right. Well, like I texted Nick and I'll say here, I'm just going to bite the bullet because let's be honest, everyone outside of, or at least in these two fan bases knows that this is the best game. It's Sunday night and it could be a good Sunday night game. I hate this game more so because Jalen Hurts is out, but is it sad that I could still pick the Eagles to win this game? Like, this is a tough game because Dallas is known to choke in December / in the playoffs if they make it to the playoffs. And Philly is good, but they don't have their starter. Honestly, just flip the coin. I kept the score the same. I am picking Dallas. Also, it helps that they are home, but I am picking Dallas to win this game 28-27 over Philly. I don't think this will matter as far as the division. I still think Philly will win the division, and that could be this week. I just don't see it this week because Dallas should win this game, but I think Dallas might find a way to choke.
All right, we move on to our picks of the week. It's Christmas Day, and I'm giving myself a present. I'm picking the Giants to beat the Minnesota Vikings. I do have a reason behind this, but
I want to hear you out.
I am picking the Giants to win this one. I'm going to get the score out of the way. I've picked a lot of 23-20 scores recently with the Giants, and I almost got one. Wasn't even close last week. This time I'm going to go 23-21 and see if that helps me at all. Probably won't. But here is the reason. I know it's in Minnesota, and I know that Minnesota is favored in this game, and that everything should point to the Giants losing this game. It's a 1 o'clock game, so Kirk Cousins should be at his best. You just came back from 33-0 against the Indianapolis Colts. First of all, that also means you were trailing 33-0 to the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know what the fuck happened with your defense in the first half of that game, but it fell apart. And what was going on with the offense in the first half of that game that wasn't clicking, that all of a sudden managed to click in the second half, I don't know what happened there either. But clearly there's a lot of problems on this Minnesota Vikings team. And to come back from a 33-0 deficit, that's got to take a lot out of your team. I'm just going on the theory that when the Syracuse Orange played against Clemson, they played against one of the toughest teams in the nation, and they played with them all the way through the game. It was a very tough, fought-out game. And then the next week of the season, they played Notre Dame, and they just looked defeated before they even fucking kicked the ball off. It's because they were tired. Minnesota's tired. The Giants aren't. And I'm going with the Giants 23-21. Take the fucking challenge, man. Take it. Take it. You only have 3 weeks anyway. Just take it.
Here's the thing.
You're down 9. It's now or never. Take it.
I was looking at the rest of the season. I looked at the Giants schedule. I did all the numbers. Honestly, I don't see any game that you could possibly pick where I would challenge outside of this week.
Thank you.
So I will also be doing something interesting, but I will throw my last challenge, because I just don't see you beating Minnesota. Segue here from one homer pick to another. Lamar is questionable, and I'm
No.
more or less.
I'm not even listening to the pick. I'm challenging it. You could already throw the horns and the challenge. Yeah, I challenge.
We're challenging our fan picks, because it's more so I just don't trust any.
Even if it was Huntley, I don't think you guys are winning this game.
You know what? I'm going with the homer pick here, and I will talk more also about this in my 2-point. But it's now or never. If Atlanta doesn't win this week, well, they could still win the division, sadly, but this will at least be better. So I am picking the Falcons to win this game 18-14 over the Baltimore Ravens. Who knows? Maybe I'll get this right and you'll get yours wrong, and I could just completely swing and get.
This is going to be a wild swinging week because even my wager pick is kind of a ballsy one. We move on to the picks that we give each other. I gave Ben the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Washington Commies. Low key rooting for the Commies in that one. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I want all 4 NFC East teams in there. They gotta make it in order for that to happen. Ben gave me the Jacksonville Jaguars against the New York Jets, and as we started this Discord call and got ready to record these picks, I was looking down and I realized that I hadn't written down a score for this pick yet, and I was like, why the fuck did you give me this one? This is such like a difficult pick. If it wasn't for the fact that the Jets just look like shit lately. I shouldn't say that the Jets look like shit. Their offense looks like shit. Their defense has been phenomenal pretty much all season long. Mike White has been their only shining, and Breece Hall, but obviously he's gone for the season. Jacksonville's hot, and I'm going with the Jaguars on this one, 28-23 over the New York Jets, just because I really don't think that the Jets have it in them. I think that they were just hot at the beginning of the season, and they, like I said with Minnesota, they're just tired at this point. They burned out all their fuel. They have no offense left.
See what you did there about burning fuel in the Jets. I see what you did there.
I honestly, like, that connection was never made in my head. That's amazing.
I know, but that's what makes it better. All right. Like Nick said, I am talking about the 49ers going against the Commies, and I was close to picking Washington in this game, and it's hard because it's weird to me that the quarterbacks in this matchup are Taylor Heinicke and Brock Purdy. I at least had confidence that Taylor would be starting at this point because Wentz is just just made of glass at that point. But Brock Purdy, I don't know. The Niners also have a stacked defense, so I have the Niners winning this one 24-20. I had to double check my score on that one, honestly. But yeah, I had the Niners win this one 24-20 over Washington.
We move on to our wager picks of the week. Now, Slower, if you're still watching to this point in the video, I'm sorry. We're about to hit some more Packers slander. There wasn't too many wager picks to go through this week. So I wanted to go with, and I wanted to put a Christmas Day game in one of these picks. And this was the only one that made sense. The only real playoff contending team that is playing on Christmas Day, the Miami Dolphins, better fucking win on Christmas. And in my opinion, they're going to score the most points of any of the teams. We'll get to this in my 2-point conversion. But they are going to score the most points of any of the teams on Christmas Day with a grand total of 24 points over the Green Bay Packers. 24-17. I have them winning over Green Bay. I'm sorry, Slower, Tyler. It's just, you know what? It's just not their year. Not making some late run to the playoff. The Lions have a better fucking shot than you than making the playoffs. Sorry, it's over.
All right, and I am picking the Buffalo Bills going against the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is out, and honestly, even if he was in, it would change the score a little bit. But no, I have Buffalo winning this game 30-24. I do have it close because I do think Buffalo just will step off the gas by the fourth quarter, and the Bears might get some garbage time touchdowns. But other than that, I think Buffalo will just cruise in this game.
And we finish with the 2-point conversion, and I hinted at this in my wager pick, obviously. But look, Christmas Day was just look. These games were slated. It was if you had said these games at the beginning of the season, it would have been decent. I mean, Packers-Dolphins, that's a decent game. I thought the Dolphins were going to be decent this year. Obviously thought the Packers were going to be better. Broncos-Rams, we thought that was going to be two great teams. We thought the entire AFC West was going to be great, including the Broncos. And we thought, obviously, the Rams, defending Super Bowl champions and all. And then we have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against an NFC West team that, I didn't think they were going to be that great, but they were still an NFC West team, supposed to be, the best division in football. And here we are. These are just 3 games that, I don't mean really shit. And the worst part about this is the worst part on all of these teams is their offense. Completely. You look through it. The Packers, worst part of their team, their offense. They have no wide receiver help for Aaron Rodgers, can't do anything. The Dolphins, worst part of their team, their offense. They're not sure if Tua can get the job done. They haven't been scoring enough points lately. The Broncos, worst part of their team, Russell Wilson. The Rams, worst part of their team, their offense, the whole chemistry on offense. And now they have Baker fucking Mayfield. Buccaneers, their defense has been great all season, but what's wrong with Tom Brady? What's wrong with their offense? And the Arizona Cardinals, their biggest problem, Call of Duty.
I don't know why I didn't expect that.
So the whole Christmas Day slate just looks awful on the offensive side of the football. So for the 25 days of Christmas, there aren't even going to be 25 points on Christmas. No team on Christmas Day between all 6 of those teams are going to score more than 25 points. I said it earlier, that 24-17 score, that 24 points is going to be the highest score on Christmas Day.
We shit on the NFC South this week, rightfully so, because it's absolutely garbage. I'm also kind of going pure homer this week. It wouldn't change anything. Atlanta would, no matter what happens, whether they win or lose, they still wouldn't be winning the division. But fuck the NFC South. I can't stand any of these teams. NFC South, these are the teams that they play. Obviously, Nick just mentioned that the Bucs play the Cardinals, the Panthers play the Lions, and the Saints play the Browns. I do not think any other NFC South team, because obviously I'm picking Atlanta to win this week.
Oh,
so
okay,
I think
never mind.
Saints,
I retract what I was going to say.
Yep, the Saints, the Panthers, and the Bucs this week will all lose, and Atlanta will win and be tied and still be behind Tampa. But it's one game closer, okay?
This was only for the Christmas Day 2-point conversions, guys. We decided to make them all gathered around, and we made them more than just one team. We grouped up a bunch of teams. So we each have 3 different games on our 2-point conversion. But that is it for Nick's Picks Week 16 and the Christmas Day special. I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas Day. Christmas is a special time of year, and I hope you guys get to enjoy it. I know this Christmas is going to be pretty special. And I hope you enjoyed Nick's Picks Week 16. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you haven't followed us over on Twitch yet, go ahead and follow over there. Link is in the description down below. I think I forgot to do that in one of my other videos, but I'll try to remember to do that, to put the link in the description for you guys to go follow us over on Twitch. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the current score of Nick's Picks is 100-91, but 2 challenges in this video, plus a wager pick of mine that I'm not even fully sold on. This could easily, like I said earlier, Ben could easily be up by more points than I'm currently up next week. So we'll have to see what happens, but Merry Christmas to everybody. Ben, is there anything you have to say before we head out?
I have never been more nervous for a week of Nick's.
Yeah, this is going to make or break the season. Or we're just going to end up tying and we're just going to be in the same
nothing
way.
happened.
Yeah.
But this is probably up there with last year's championship when I was
AFC
banking on,
yeah.
because I was banking on a score prediction. How am I more nervous now?
That is it for Nick's Picks Week 16. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great one. Peace and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You know what, Nick? Before I say bye, I realized, last week I was really mean to you when it came to your Christmas, which I do really like. I felt like I should, atone for this.
You know what? No. I'm cutting you off. I'm not letting you insult me, Ben. I'm just going to put this out there right now. I am very secure about my Christmas tree and my brightness. So, what do you got to say? I don't care.
Die Hard is still a Christmas movie. Bye, guys.
And you're a dumbass.